I can hold on to 9 months without needing to somebody else, you could too. You on now.
We're just not good together. And I want us both to be happy.
Hello, my panda pals, and welcome back to the channel. We did it, fam. We have reached the season finale of The Last Resort. So, buckle up, babies, because this one is gonna be one hell of a ride. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to join this man and this woman in holy, ethical non-monogamy. That's right, Gino and Jasmine are talking to Matt over the phone so they can make some new rules for their open marriage. Jasmine is over here sobbing her eyes out because she really needs to convince everybody that she super duper does not want to do this, but Gino left her no choice.
I'm sorry.
Jasmine tells Matt that she regards her husband so highly and loves him so devastatingly hard that she will only ride his disco stick if and only if Gino approves of all of the rules.
Hi, Matt.
Hey, Gino. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
God, this is so deliciously awkward.
You two have never been intimate with each other?
No, she's married. I try not to, do anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was a pregnant pause. And yes, pun entirely intended. Gino asks if he's banged a lot of women, and Matt is like, oh yeah, I have banged quite a few. So Gino goes ahead and makes a new rule that the two of them can only bang if Matt wraps his wiener.
Are you willing to agree to that? You'll wear a condom if you have sex with Jasmine.
Yeah, sure. That's fine. I mean, of course.
Gino tells Matt that this arrangement is over the second Jasmine catches feelings, and Matt says yes, but also no.
Jasmine is kind of fragile. She can be a little bit of a brat, but she has a good heart. When I don't see that she is taken care of the way she should be, it's kind of heartbreaking.
Gino is like, cool story, bro, but it is none of your business how toxic I am towards her, okay?
She does, sometimes need a delicate way of handling her or talking to her.
I'd rather just leave that between her and I.
Gino's feeling really insecure right now because Jasmine is speaking to Matt like he is a human, and Matt is speaking to her like she is also a human, and he is like, wow, I feel like they already love each other.
Seeing Jasmine and Matt interact on the phone, they have this deep emotional connection already. I just want to clock Matt right in the face.
Oh, buddy, your fists are gonna feel like feathers. Gino ends up approving of this open relationship, and Jasmine is like, well, I guess I'll see you when I'm back in Michigan to bang.
Jasmine, I'll see you when you get back to Michigan.
To have sex. Okay.
Josh is packing his bags to leave the resort, and he is legitimately upset that Natalie did not absolutely freak out when he dumped her.
I didn't know how she was going to take it, but the response I got was a little awkward, and it was almost like she was relieved, which is a little hurtful.
Yeah, so Josh is definitely the guy who cheats on you and then has a mental breakdown when you decide to leave him over it. Natalie is still choosing to attend the recommitment ceremony because this ish ain't about Josh anymore. It is about her. Everyone who is left at the resort goes out to the bar to celebrate winning therapy.
Cheers! For Natalie and Josh.
Josh can be a hoe in peace.
Rob is riding the Jasmine hate train super hard right now because he doesn't like how Jasmine is getting away with banging another guy by framing it like it's going to benefit Gino.
Jasmine's just trying to be able to have a little boo thing on the side. I just want to call it out. Jasmine should not get away with that.
Side note, I don't really think Rob likes women. And I don't mean like sticking his wiener inside of them or not. I mean like as people. Anyway, everyone starts calling bullshit on their open marriage. Julia says Jasmine is going to fall in love with Matt. Florian says Gino should just suck it up and bang his wife. And Rob says that Jasmine would definitely choose Matt over Gino.
If she's falling for the other guy who's giving her what you want, why would she choose you?
Jasmine is starting to get really pissed off that Rob is sticking his nose so far into their business, but I do agree with what he says next.
find another guy. He knows too much about your relationship, and he's already telling her what's wrong with you.
Stacy even jumps in to say that she agrees with Rob and that she's pretty sure Jasmine already has feelings for Matt.
Jasmine is in a little denial about how much she likes Matt, which definitely is going to be a problem in their marriage.
Jasmine tries to plead her case by saying that she can't bang somebody she doesn't trust, so if it's not Matt, then she would have to go through the process of developing trust with another person, and she really doesn't want to do that. And Rob calls bullshit.
Gino and Jasmine are ready to be in an open relationship. Now let's go meet someone. If it's truly about sex, you're both starting from the beginning.
It's always so surprising to me whenever Rob makes so much sense, but I agree. I have a theory that Jasmine was already banging Matt, and the only reason that she even had to start positioning the open marriage is because she got pregnant with his child. Which also explains why she is fighting so hard for this open marriage to be with Matt and nobody else.
Matt's out now. He's out. You have too much of a connection with Matt. He's out.
Jasmine has an absolute meltdown, and she screams at everybody for being judgmental AF, and she's like, despite having a husband who would not bang me for like 9 months, I never cheated.
If I can hold on to 9 months without needing to somebody else, I think you could too.
You have been here being judgmental, crucifying me. Everybody.
So Jasmine storms off, heads back to the resort alone, leaving Gino behind to listen to everybody tell him that Jasmine is making a fool out of him. Well, everybody except Florian. Florian is telling him that he's the one that's making her look like a fool, and he needs to just nut up and nut in his wife.
People taking Gino's side, but Gino is the problem, man. Do sex with your wife and stop the drama, you know my point?
Then Florian gets all up in Gino's face about how he kicked Jasmine out on Christmas, and Gino is like, that is not what happened, you dumb little bitch.
You got the story wrong, bitch.
And then they start throwing hands.
Shut your mouth, stupid ass. Shut your mouth. Lord.
The day has finally arrived. It is recommitment ceremony day. Stacy is writing her vows, and Florian is just hanging out.
Did you write vows?
I have in my heart.
So you didn't really think about what you're just going to like say what you say in the moment?
Yeah.
Brandon and Julia are out having a picnic, and Julia brings up the fact that she agreed to his band-aid, but he did not agree to hers.
You know that you and your family can't get along, you're at the center of it all, and it drives you crazy. You take it to your heart.
And Brandon is like, your parents always fight, and if they live with us, that is not gonna be doing our marriage any favors.
I just think that we're gonna figure out something.
That's such a bad plan. That's not even a plan. We're just gonna figure it out as it happens.
Buddy, there were definitely better ways to say that. Brandon tells her that if she had talked about this before, then he would have been able to come up with a plan, but now it's just happening and it's way too fast, way too soon.
We have to help them.
You know, maybe if you had told me when you first filed, we could have talked about this and I could have come up with something.
Didn't Julia already bring this up to him before? And the reason why she filed all of this behind his back is because he would not compromise or try to come up with some kind of plan?
Did you going to support me or you did not?
When it's not in the best interest of our family, I have a hard time supporting something.
So Julia gives Brandon her final ultimatum.
If you decide to not gonna help me with my parents, don't come to this ceremony. Don't show up.
Gino comes back after spending the night in a separate room, and Jasmine is like, I cannot believe that you weren't here to comfort me last night.
Last night, I really needed you to comfort me. Why did you sleep on a separate room?
I just needed some space.
I understand that, but I still am very sad.
Gino tells her that he still loves her, he still wants to recommit to her and to the open marriage, but he really doesn't think that he can do it if Matt is the person that she is gonna choose to bang.
You guys are gonna keep growing this bond together. That is concerning and it scares me.
And Jasmine basically tells him to suck it up and deal with it.
This is not negotiable. You have to trust in me. I love you. But this is not negotiable. It has to be Matt.
She then goes on to say if Gino doesn't approve of Matt, it means that he was lying to her and never seriously accepted the whole open marriage thing in the first place.
It has to be met for me to recommit to you.
Yeah, so her insistence that it has to be Matt, very suspicious. The girls gather together to get ready for the ceremony, and Sophie tells the others that she's not really sure if she's going to recommit to Rob.
We have happy moments, but he's unable to treat me how I think I deserve to be treated.
The recommitment ceremony officially begins.
You feel like getting married again?
Come on, girls, run!
No, but seriously, run. Stacy and Florian are up first. Florian is like, I don't really want to write anything, but you are my priority and you are my everything.
I hope Stacy can see I love her. I try my best to learn from this therapist. I want to use these tools home to keep continuing to make the best relationship.
I honestly wish that Florian had just said that for the recommitment ceremony, because that honestly felt like it had way more effort put into it than what he actually said.
You're my everything in my life, and I'm sorry for everything. I love you.
Then Stacy reads her vows, and I cannot play the whole thing because of copyright, but enjoy my reenactment. We are approaching our 10-year mark, and we definitely had our fair share of challenges. I'm getting older, I'm getting wiser, and I know what I deserve. At times, a part of me feels it's time to let you go.
You will always be in my heart. I'm sorry. But I'm not gonna leave you.
So yeah, she is going to recommit, but she has him promise her that he is going to respect her boundaries.
Now let's go live our best life. Te dua.
Love you.
I love you.
Next up, we have Sophie and Rob. Sophie didn't write vows and instead wrote a letter to her younger self. Again, enjoy the reenactment. Dear younger Sophie, remember, you are so strong and beautiful. Fast forward to grown-up Sophie. You are now more confident, and you even end up getting married. Grown Sophie has grown to be a kind, loving person who deserves love and happiness.
Even though who you marry is not your dream man, you was happy with him for a few years.
And with the end of that letter comes the end of their marriage. And Rob is like, well, I guess we won't be reading what I wrote then.
I would like to still hear what you wrote.
No, what I wrote doesn't matter.
Thank you, Rob. That was the right choice. Because let's all be honest, if that letter was full of I love you to the moon and back, then Sophie would probably be a little swayed.
I promise you, I've really tried. I'm just not happy. We're just not good together. And I want us both to be happy.
Me too.
Brandon and Julia are up next. Julia brings out their rock from Compromise Canyon and she's like, I agreed to get a second opinion on the baby. So she takes that rock labeled baby and she chucks it, almost taking off Gino's head.
You're trying to kill me? I'm sorry.
Then she extends the rock labeled parents and asks him if he is going to support her in her decision to bring them over. Brandon responds by pulling out his vows and starting to read what he wrote.
Though it may be difficult for me, I want to help you in any way to get your parents to the US. Get that out of here.
Brandon says that he had a change of heart because you can conquer anything as long as you're with the right person, and he knows that he is with the right person. Sophie ends up getting up and leaving at this point because everyone has just been recommitting and kissing and being all in love, and she's feeling really guilty about not recommitting to Rob, especially because she doesn't know if he was going to recommit to her or not.
It would make me feel better if he was also not going to recommit, and I could at least feel better that he's not hurt.
Rob is in the room and he really isn't able to process what just happened.
Did all this just end up alone?
Rob reads us a little bit of what he wrote, and he was going to recommit to Sophie and ask her to move to LA with him.
It is worth it to me to see if we can continue to grow together instead of growing apart. But yeah, I was gonna recommit.
Finally, we have Jasmine and Gino.
Love starts as a feeling, continue as a choice. I find myself choosing you more and more every day.
She goes on to say things like, I love you, I'm gonna cherish you, I'm gonna protect you, and a whole bunch of other horseshit that we know she does not mean.
I promise you my unconditional love and undying devotion all days of my life.
Is that all you had?
Honestly, that was a little underwhelming. I feel like it was even less effort than Florian's vows. And he didn't even pick up a pencil. Gino says that he wants their relationship to only get better with time. He says that he's willing to do whatever it takes to keep Jasmine in his life.
So it means you are committed to move forward with our open marriage and our third person to be Matt?
Dude, Jasmine has got me rolling my eyes so far into the back of my head that they are about to get stuck. Gino agrees to Matt being the third person and reiterates that if she catches feelings, the open marriage situation is over. Girlie got away with it.
Gino making big, huge mistake. God help him, I don't know.
And that, my Panda Pals, is all they wrote. What a colossal show this whole thing was. I'm actually pretty happy that Julia and Brandon are still together, and we all know that Gino and Jasmine are no longer together. Thank the gods for that. And I'm happy that everybody else broke up. They were all awful. They were just the worst. May those flavors of love never find any of you. Anyway, next week is the tell-all. I cannot wait. Jasmine reveals her pregnancy.
Whoa! Surprise!
Whoa. Sophie threatens to reveal the real reason why she did not recommit to him.
If we want to talk about why I really left you.
And she says that she brought some more receipts.
So lie.
I have the screenshots of some like to see some screenshots.
And Natalie and Josh apparently banged multiple times after the resort.
Natalie, sent me messages that say me.
It was pity sex.
Girl, dignity. Where? With that said, be sure to subscribe to the channel and let me know what you thought about this whole season finale down below. I will see you for the next one, and as always, thanks for not letting me ride this train wreck alone. Bye!